Hey, so what's going on, everybody? Got a couple of confessions to make first and foremost. First, I'd like to apologize for the lengthy intro that you're about to watch. But it's a few things that I've had on my mind that I wanted to share with all of you. So please excuse. It's about two and a half minutes long, but hopefully you'll appreciate some of the things that I've got to say. And secondly, another confession I have to make. It is the next day after what you see in the intro. Last night I did come out to try to shoot a sunset here at Beavertail State Park at Jamestown Island. But the weather just got snuffed out by clouds. I did get a couple of images, so I'll show you one of the images that I got last night so you can kind of see and understand what I was dealing with. The sunset never really mounted to much at all. It just got socked out by all the clouds. Plus it was just extremely cold, extremely windy. So I just wanted to get out here tonight and try to give this a whole nother shot at doing a sunset. So again, sorry for the lengthy intro, but I'm out here trying to get this sunset for you guys tonight. So stay tuned, I'll be back in a little bit. So today's video is a combination of a couple of things. First, I wanted to get out and shoot some photography, obviously, but not just to create an image to share with all of you, but also share with you some of the things that I've had going on in my life and some of the thoughts that I've had in my head. Which brings me to the second purpose for today's video. So I'm not sure if all of you know this or not, because I don't really share too much of my personal life, but I'm quickly approaching the end of a very long, successful, and fulfilling career in the military, the U.S. Army to be exact. I entered the Army shortly after graduating high school in July of 1992, 26 long years ago, and on May 11th, just 60 short days from today, I will put on my uniform for the last time. I have seen the world, had the honor of serving my country, and have also had the great opportunity of leading some of the finest human beings there are, the U.S. soldier. These are not just co-workers or colleagues, they are my brothers, my sisters, and they will be my family for life. But like all things, it is time for my career to come to an end. This lies the root of my many thoughts. What will I do? What will I find that could possibly fill the void of the camaraderie and sense of purpose which has been the Army for more than a quarter century of my life? What will I do with my time? There are so many things that are unknowns for me right now. Honestly, it has been quite stressful. I've not been unemployed since I was 16 years old. So I'm sure you could see where the stress of not knowing what I will be doing in just 2 short months, it can be stressful. Luckily, I will have the support of my family, my loving wife of 25 years, as well as my 2 kids. Without them, I would not have been able to achieve the things that I have throughout my career. And in many ways, this transition that I am experiencing, they are experiencing as well. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you today because it has been occupying the majority of my thoughts lately. So for today's image, I would like to shoot a sunset to represent not just the end of the day, but also represent the end of my long career. And just like with every sunset and the end of a day, so too will there be a new beginning with the rising sun the following day. Alright, so I'm back. I've got the camera set up. I've jockeyed around a few times just because I've been trying to find a decent composition out here, and I'm sure it's going to change as the night goes on. Right now it's about 5:53, so I've got just under an hour before the sun actually sets.
So unlike last night where I was completely socked in by clouds, I have very few in the sky tonight. So I'm not sure how this sunset's going to turn out. I'm not worried about the sky being, dramatically filled with clouds, but I still would like to see if the sky produces some color. It looks like I should be able to get some of the nice blues and pinks and maybe some yellows in the sky tonight when the sun begins to set. So I don't know if it meant really that I was out here looking for a great sunset. If you remember what I talked about in the opening, this is pretty much just a sunset representing the end of a very long and fulfilled military career that I've had the pleasure of serving over the last 26 years. So this is going to mark the end of a long career, and hopefully tomorrow we'll start a new beginning. So like I said, I'll go ahead and take you off the tripod and show you what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so if you can see in the flip out screen for the camera, this is kind of like what I'm looking at for a composition. Here, I'll pull back a little bit so we can look at it a little bit more. So I'm using these moss covered rocks right here on the bottom right hand corner of the frame as the bottom right leading line moving up into the frame. I also like these rocks down here, the detail on the left hand side of the frame leading up into the image as well. So as you come up into the image, the first thing we're going to come across is the ocean right here. It'll crash against these rocks. Get a lot of movement. Haven't decided whether or not I'll use any filters tonight. It depends on how the sunset and how the sky turns out. And then as you lead yourself up into the image, the main subject obviously is Beavertail Lighthouse out in the distance. So it's a pretty straightforward composition. It's probably going to look about something just like that in the camera. Yeah, so we'll see how this image turns out. We'll be back in a little bit. So as you can see, I went ahead and put the circular polarizer on just so I can bring some more saturation and blue into the sky and knock off some of the glare right here on some of these rocks that are in the foreground and also on the water's edge as it leads into the image. So it didn't do too much to it, but it definitely brought some really nice deep blues into the sky, and I'm hoping as the sun begins to set and we start to get some good color that it'll help saturate the image a whole lot more. Okay, so I know the sun hasn't completely set yet, but it is getting pretty low on the horizon, and it's starting to cast some really nice, soft, golden light on the sides of these rock cliffs here at Beavertail State Park, and also starting to really put a nice yellow glow on Beavertail Lighthouse itself. So I've been messing around with a few images. I put in the 6-stop, the lead little stopper for ND filter right now, just to kind of smooth out that water, flatten it out, and make it nice silky smooth. So my settings that I'm getting right now, I'm on f8, ISO 100. I'm at about 30 millimeters on focal length. I've focused myself about 1/3 into the image. That way I know that f8, everything from front to back should be nice and sharp. I started using back button focus now, so I don't really mess around with my manual and auto focus button on the lens itself. I really like using the back button focus. If you haven't started shooting back button focus, I really recommend doing that. So 8 seconds, f8, ISO 100, 2-second timer. And the sun is just casting some really nice golden light on the sides of these cliffs right now. It just looks amazing. I hope that this color in the sky starts to pop a little bit. Yeah, that's a beautiful image. Again, I mean, it's early golden hour, so it's not any nice color in the sky, but it does have some nice blue saturation in the sky. So here's the image now.
I can't seem to watch you go. Just stay one more minute.
Okay, so the sun's starting to hit the horizon right now behind me, and I really liked how it was hitting that other side behind me. The cliffs and the clouds in the sky were really making it look really nice. So I wanted to hurry up, spin the camera around, and capture this image before I lost it. So what I've done is I bumped my aperture up to f11 so I can get a longer shutter speed. With the sun going down like it is right now, I'm getting about a 30-second exposure, ISO 100, a 2-second timer, Lee little stopper, and a circular polarizer. Yeah, that just looks absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's got just such a soft light, nice soft palette of colors. It's just beautiful. Here's the image.
I can't seem to watch you go. Just stay one more minute.
Okay, so I think what I'm going to be doing right now is working on one of my final images. I think this is going to be the last one of the evening. I've got a nice, really soft palette of colors on the horizon. So I'm going to try to get this last image of the lighthouse before we get out of here. I'm on f8. I'm at 30 seconds, ISO 100, and now I'm about 22 to 24 millimeter on my focal length because I want to be able to get more of the sky and more of the ocean into this last image. I'm probably going to crop it into a 6:9 crop. I really like those on video, so I'm going to go ahead and get this image. 2-second timer. Yeah, it just looks absolutely beautiful. I just love the soft palette of tones of blues and purples and pinks in this image. So here it is right now.
I can't seem to watch you go. Just stay one more minute.
All right, so I think this is going to be, that's it for tonight. I've got about as much as I'm going to get out of the sunset in the sky tonight. So I really appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. And I hope that going forward, I've got so many more opportunities now that I'm going to be exiting the Army. I've got a great big exciting trip that I've got planned for this summer that I'm going to head out starting on the 1st of June, about a couple of weeks after I retire. And I'm turning my truck into a great overland rig. I'm going to be traveling across the United States, visiting multiple and numerous national parks. I'm going to be covering approximately 8,000 miles in about 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that next chapter of my life and all the opportunities that comes with it. So I hope that you guys like this video tonight. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I love all your comments. I love all the interaction that we get here on this channel. So please keep it up. And I'm looking forward to what we're going to do in the future. So thanks a lot. And until next time, be blessed.